The last widget that we're going to be working with is this pause thing. So let me double click and open that up. And I want the pause thing to affect not the main menu level, but the dining room level. So I'm going to head over into my levels folder and I'm going to reopen the dining room 5 level. So now I opened this and I didn't save it, so sure, save it, not a problem. And now you can see, can you see? It's kind of dark. But here I am in my dining room level. So good, this is the thing that I want the pause menu to pause. Excellent. The first thing I'll do is set up the pause widget itself, and for this I don't want to use a background. I just want to use a background blur, which I know is crazy, but it's actually really smart because that way players can still see the game, they'll just see that the game is blurred and that's why they can't affect it. So just like everything else, I'm going to make this 1920 by 1080. I will just give it a little bit of blur. Won't be able to see much until we've actually got it in game, so just a little blur. Let's make sure it's anchored in the center. And now for this, I am going to use a couple of buttons. So let me close out of here. And again, you can use either a horizontal or a vertical box. So let's see, the buttons that we're going to need here, we're going to need a resume button, and we're going to need a quit button, and we should also probably have a main menu button. So we're going to need 3 buttons. Last time we used a vertical box, so let's use a horizontal box this time just so that we get a different effect. So yeah, we'll just add that right there. And its size, let's make its size X 1920 so that it takes up the full width here. I think that's going to be super fancy. And let's not anchor it in the center yet. Maybe we'll anchor it in the top center. Now we can come through and we can start adding buttons. So I'll add in 1. There's a button. We'll add some text to it. And maybe this first one will be the resume button. So we'll have it say resume. And we will call this one the resume button. And then the next one, I'll just take this, let's assume that I've adjusted its appearance as needed. So we'll take it, Control W. This next one will be the main menu button. And its text will say main menu. Good, and next one, again, Control W. This one will be the quit button. And its text is going to say quit. Now all 3 of my buttons should be vying for supremacy here, and I'm not sure why they're not, so I will have to take a look at that as I do this. So let's just get them here, and I'm going to give them each a little bit of padding. Let's give them like a 25 frame padding so that they've got plenty of room. And now my box is clearly too small, so let's go back into the box. We'll make it bigger along Y. Let's pull that up to 100. And let's make it smaller in X. Let's make that 600. Okay. And let's center each of these. Okay. I suppose that the other thing that I could do is make the text a little bigger. It does seem kind of small. Let's see what happens if I pull it up to 36. That's a little better. Okay, and then we'll just go back into that box one more time. Let's make it maybe 200Y and 800, 750. And now let's take that box and try to move it. I said try to move it somewhere close to the center of the screen. That looks not too bad. Okay, that's all I need to do to set up the pause menu. I've got these 3 lovely buttons. In the next lesson, we will start having these work.